All right, good evening and welcome. Let me get back to you guys over here while I just get the show up on the road here. Hi Nikki, hello Path, hello Queen of Water there in Australia. Hello Greg, hello Shaya baby, yay. And let's have a look. Gregory, yes, I got your donation, thank you. Just checking in, we're just checking in everybody, just seeing who's around. And I'm just making the astro doodle for the day. And yeah, some ongoing problems, as you can tell. I'm going to put in the, let me just feel like, I don't think I'm going to put in the quincunxes and all those because it's just a little bit too awkward. Okay, just leave it as it is for now. Okay, I'll just put this away. So, let me just check in with everybody. Alright, Queen of Water. Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that. First of all, let's get everybody set up. I've got one already lined up for Gregory Ross. Over here. I'll take a few more. And Queen of Water. Question marks on general love issues. Okay. We'll see about that. Let's put this over here. God, the post-it notes are very curly tonight. I have to uncurl them. Give me a second. Oh, let's have that. Oh, yes. Well spotted. Well spotted, Path. Oh, gosh. Yes, what can you do? Things are the way they are. I guess I should put this over here like a little note. I'll put, how am I going to do this? To remind, if anybody's here, never done this before, your name goes here. A couple folks have already purchased their magic, very expensive post-it notes, and in return you get a free mini reading live. Isn't that amazing how that works? So let's just see. There's a couple more who show up. So yeah, let me just say hello to everyone first of all. Let you know that I'm a real person and I'm here. Oh, Catherine, you donated through PayPal. Oh, okay. Let me just do some homework here. I got to check up on things anyway. Give me a second. Let's have a look here. Bear with me a second. I'm just clicking around behind the scenes here because of what Catherine was mentioning. And I forgot that I actually have to keep this, keep it up, don't I? Yeah. Give me a second. Yep. I got it. I see it. It's all here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Catherine. So let me go back over here. I'm just clicking around. You know how I do. Shaya baby. Shaya baby. Okay, baby. Oh, you're little. You see another little tiny icon picture right by your face. You look very smiley and happy there. Shia baby, yes, you will get a general reading. That's perfectly fine. I like doing the big general ones. Okay. There we go. Let's have a look. Actually, I think I recognize pretty much everyone here tonight. Even Samantha Rosa de Vita. Yep. Hello. Hello, Love Fiber. Okay, let's have a look. General, general. A lot of times Gregory lets me do like, you know, total blind general reading. Queen of Water wants something specifically more about love and relationships things. Shia wants a general reading, so that's good. So we'll leave it wide open. Okay, we're just going to see what kind of messages are coming in. I should start doing more musical videos and things like that. Okay. Let's put that over here. But yeah, look at this. So, oh, what was I going to, okay. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look over here. Here we are. Yay. Good evening, everyone. This is Tarot Illumination. It's another miraculous event that we're even here at all. It is Sunday night in the United States on the Pacific West Coast time zone. We just started around 5 o'clock. People are showing up. We already got donations coming in. Thank you very much. It all helps. It keeps Tarot Illumination alive and going. Thank you. Oh God, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I just looked at it. What was I thinking? It's probably going to be a pretty short show tonight. I've got some kind of problem with the nerves in my hand. It's making it a little difficult to do the shuffling. Okay, so, show you. Let's have a look. So, Catherine, over here, okay? Catherine wants a general one too, okay? Got it. Okay, general. Let's have a look. Wow, these post-it notes are super bendy tonight. I'll put that one up here. But yeah, I've got some nerve problems in my hands. It's starting to get worse. Just sometimes it's extremely painful. But it's because I used to do a lot of physical work, physical jobs, and I typically, in my natural sense, I just kind of overdid things a little bit. And especially when I was a kid. So I have a lot of nerve problems down my arm, up through here, all the way up to my hands. And sometimes it's like getting stuck with a taser. And it's really horrible. Sometimes it's like more like a blowtorch. Yeah. It's not fun. I keep going. I think motion is lotion. I think you got to keep things moving. Just be careful not to overdo it, that's all. I'm a high mileage vehicle and I have a long way to go. So I have to do a lot of like long-term maintenance programs to keep this thing called a human body going. We all do. Everyone has a different life path. So, let's have a look. All right, let me go back here. I was talking about the little charts. So I got yours, Catherine, right? Catherine, right? Did I see that? And I think you'd like a general as well. Okay, I'll put that over here. I better mark it in, actually, otherwise I forget it. I'll just type it in here, little words. General. And I'll put general over here too. There we go, so we don't forget. All right. Yeah, exactly, dear Path Traveler, correct. It is hell getting old. Very high mileage vehicles like myself, we start to want things to be a little bit more comfortable. I'm just going to make a bit more room here. I don't think I'll be able to take any more readings tonight, quite honestly. It's just going to be one of those very, very short, sweet, gentle shows, and we'll just make the best of it while we can. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so have a look at this. This is for today. This is a Tarot Illumination Astrodoodle for today. And I'm just kind of pulling out the really most obvious connections that I'm sensing. There's others. There's certain quincunxes going on and things which are typically kind of awkward or very awkward energies. And also, even though I've been doing this amateur astrology thing for decades, and I've looked into Vedic astrology, and I've looked into the asteroids, I looked into the fixed stars, and it's all very wonderful, and it's fantastic. And if I had like a really advanced astrology business and, a ton of super high paid clients and everything, and I would study all that, I could factor in all the other little goodies over here, because they do factor into the overall kind of, let's say, profile or the makeup of a person. If you think of this as a person, You can think of this as Earth. You can think of this as just our look from the heavens. Of course, this is, when we do these astrodoodles, it's as though Earth is at the center of the universe and we're looking out into the heavens. I don't know if any of you have had a chance but to see this, but up in the skies, if you have clear skies, you can see Jupiter and Saturn are this close together. You can see them up in the skies. The two very unmistakable. They're up there, like, let's say they're here. If this was looking up in the sky, they would be that close to each other. I mean, they haven't done that for what, 700-800 years or something? And that's just Jupiter and Saturn. Now you factor in Pluto, it just statistically, this is a freakish thing in human history and astrology in general. To have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto aligned like that, the way they've been for most of 2020, and it's kind of reached a crescendo. It's kind of spread out because Pluto energy moves so slowly. You might have felt like the whole of 2020 was just one massive slow motion punch in the face, punch in the guts for whatever it is, your health, your finances, your home, your communications, your business, your career, your spiritual development, whatever it is. It's been a monumental year for the whole planet, for every single person. And it's going to continue all the way to the end of this year. We've got a what is it now? 6th of January. I mean, we've only got about 5 or 6 weeks left in this year of 2020, and it's going to shift radically when we get into 2021 and we do the Jupiter and Saturn shift into Aquarius. It's going to change things. You'll feel it, you'll see it, you'll sense it in your bodies, you'll see it in global politics, global finance, especially. So, over here, I've been talking about it for months now. This particular aspect here, it's like, I see it as a hallmark of fraud. Fakes, lies, deception, betrayal, all the worst things that you can imagine a person can do. When you have the 12th house energy negatively aspected, this is the house of hidden enemies. It's the house of disease. It's the house of sickness. It's the house of hospitalization. It's the house of infections. And guess what's happening, okay, across the world? But it isn't just physical or biological. It's mental, it's spiritual, it's psychological, it's financial. And so this aspect is heavily being aspected by on the North Node axis. We just had the full moon eclipse along this axis, the Sagittarius Sun and the Gemini Moon. Now the moon has already moved over here to Virgo, and it's nice and comfortable there. It's nicely earthy over here. It's nice and earthy over here, but I didn't put them in too sharply because the angles are too... they're not acute enough yet. But anyway, this aspect here is extremely tough. It's extremely harsh. And if you are not a serial liar, cheater, stealer, traitor, a manipulator, fraudster, you might not notice this energy. But if you are actively, let's say, fooling yourselves or fooling other people, either on a small scale or on a global scale, then this is going to be like you got to reveal it to heal it thing. So if you've noticed in some of the alternative news lately, there's massive revelations coming about the fraud in the American political system, especially as noted in this particular election here. So I see that as a real hallmark of fraud in the world of communications, or let's say miscommunications. Okay, this is actually kind of, if you put it this way, it's called a T-square. Okay, there's the top of the T, and there's the stalk, or whatever you call it for the T. That's why they call it a T-square, because if you take the opposition here, it's in a hard square 90-degree angle with the center point over here. in Pisces, okay? So all I'm saying is that none of this is surprising to me when you look at what's happening in the world on a global scale. The fraud is being exposed. And so what do we do about it? Are we going to deny that it exists? How are we going to deal with it? Because it's so phenomenal, it's so big, it's so widespread, and it affects the whole world. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on that too much. Let's just say that this is the astrodoodle for the evening, okay? Yeah. So I'll just use this for a reference point when we're doing the readings, most likely. That's kind of probably how we'll do it tonight. So I'll put this here. Give me a second. I hope you're all set up. You've got your beverages. You've got your masks. Oh my God, I forgot to ask you. Are you wearing your mask? I'm over here. I don't need to. I'm in isolation here in the studio, and I'm not going to infect anybody. I'm not infected. I did meet somebody. If not, I didn't meet them. Well, I've met one person who's been infected by the so-called virus, and a dear friend of mine has been infected. My dear friend, she's the top administrator of this very elite hospital in Los Angeles. And at the early days of the outbreak, they didn't bother to do anything. And she kind of sounded the alarm bells with the bosses and the owners and said, this is a real problem. You've got a lot of sick people coming in here, and you've got a lot of staff here, and there's a possibility for an outbreak. And everybody kind of ignored her. And then here we are, whatever it is, 6 months later, and a bunch of the people in the hospital are now infected. And she's been infected for the last 2.5 weeks. She says it's a freaking nightmare. And if she says that, I believe her. Okay. So there, enough doom and gloom. Pet masks. Pet masks, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess pets are susceptible. Pets could be liable. Why not? Pets get cancer, they get flu, they get colds, they get arthritis. They have all sorts of problems that human beings have. But they are different animals, different type of creatures, okay? Okay, I'm going to set up my primary beverage for the evening, which is going to be this amazing exotic stuff called water. Love it. You gotta love it. All right, so basically, like we do on most shows, I try to remind people that this is what's happening out there right now, okay? And this is kind of a universal chart for planet Earth, but this could be affecting you here, or here, or here, or here, depending on what your particular astrological profile looks like, because everybody has these points somewhere in their chart. So, for example, if you have a very prominent Sagittarius-Gemini axis in your chart, you're going to notice this in some way. If you've got a very prominent Pisces aspect to your chart around the 18 degrees mark, you're going to notice it. All these kinds of things. These are hot spots. This is a very, very serious hot spot right now. Basically, the way I look at it is planet Earth is being forced to look at the fraud that it has committed to itself. Fraud can't happen unless one human being makes a decision to defraud another human being. And that's what has happened. That is what's happening on a global scale. And we're supposed to see this. We're supposed to recognize it. We're supposed to call it out now. We're not allowed to pretend it's not happening or just avoid it or think, oh, it'll just go away on its own. No. It's not going to go away on its own. It's something that has to be dealt with, okay? Yeah. So anyway, let's just do this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a little thing because I feel like I deserve an extra special treat. First of all, let me get a deck out here. Nikki, Sagittarius Sun, Gemini rising with a Pisces moon. Okay, yeah, seatbelt needed, seatbelt required, absolutely. That's interesting, Nikki, because I know someone personally who has a very prominent axis, just like this. It looks literally just like this. They were born with this in their profile, and I know this person well. We love each other very much, and they're dealing with it in their own way. Luckily for them, they're enjoying a positive expression of this energy. It's becoming a profoundly illuminating moment for them in their lives, because all these previously hidden aspects that are very, very hard to understand and diagnose are becoming understandable. It's a beautiful thing to observe. It's almost as beautiful. It's almost like, okay, this is going to sound really perverse, but this aspect here, which indicates fraud, betrayal, lies, deception, either to yourself and others, or others to the self, whatever way you look at it, this needs to be addressed. And this is a really good chance to do it right now. So if you can expose the ways that you've been betraying yourself, it's a good thing, because then you got to reveal it to heal it. When you reveal it to heal it, you get a chance to evolve, adapt, to grow and change and become let's say, a better person, a happier person, someone who has more self-awareness. Well, Love Triber, thank you very much. Now you mention it. Okay, so yeah, Love Triber mentioned something very important. Forget whether you like Donald Trump or not. He was born on an eclipse. And interestingly, he has a north node exactly here and a south node over here. And so this Pisces energy is affecting him. So obviously the way, if you look at the politics, he can smell this. Mr. Trump can smell this, okay? So it's very interesting how this is aligned with exactly with the President of the United States right now. Very, very, let's say, coincidental, perhaps. Is this fellow Donald Trump some bizarre reincarnated being who is here specifically in this lifetime to deal with these bizarre events of 2020? Who knows? History will tell us eventually, once we live through this. All of us here, we're still living through it. All right, let me have a look. What's going on? I wanted to do one little treat thing. If you don't mind, people, it's been a very, let's say, active time period for me since Wednesday, when we did our little Wednesday rant show where I go berserk with my politics and finance stuff. And since then, I've had to be very, very active, and I'm kind of emotionally burned out and everything. I'm actually very happy in many ways, but I'm a bit fragile, so I'm probably not going to take any more bookings tonight. And I'm also going to give myself permission to start my little happy hour early, if you don't mind. So stay right there. You can hear what the sound is. You can tell what that is, can't you? This is highly refined liquid. Okay, I'll set that aside over here in the liquor cabinet. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. This is probably banned in some countries. Also, in the last couple of days, I had to deal with some loved ones who were dealing with funerals in their life right now with their loved ones. And so things got pretty emotional. And, they're not my direct losses, but I feel for my friends and family, Okay. Hello, Queen of Water. No, don't. We haven't even started yet. So don't worry. Nikki is calling it out. A truth bomb. time for truth bombs. Well, it's happening already. It's weird, like here in the United States, I can't get the information that I need from the sources that you would think would provide them. So I have to kind of dig deep, and Path Traveler is also an expert at digging deep, finding out the truth about things. So it's been a very interesting journey, learning all this stuff. All right, Mr. Ross, we're going to start. Here we go. Oh, you're at work. Don't get caught out, Queen of Water. Okay. Yeah, Love Triber is reminding us that this fellow Trump, Baron Trump, and Donald apparently actually has there's a child or something, or a nephew or whatever, actually called Baron Trump. So if you want to talk about time travel or reincarnation, Donald Trump would probably be a very interesting subject matter to study for people who are interested in that stuff. So I guess deep down in my heart, what I'm hoping for with this channel is that it helps people become more aware of who they are, where they are, why they are, when they are the way they are, and with whom they are the way they are. So they have increased awareness of the self, okay? So much of our lives are conducted on autopilot. You know, we have an extreme, in the human being, we have extremely powerful limbic systems and autonomic nervous systems that do pretty much 90% of everything that's required from our body. All the movement, like I don't sit here thinking, oh, I have to make this finger go here and there to shuffle this deck. My hands just do it because I want to shuffle the deck. And I don't have to sit here planning how to make my lungs expand and contract in order to get oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide. All of that's taken care of through the autonomic system, including things like mating, reproducing, making decisions. Vast amounts of our human behavior occurs through the limbic system. Which constitutes, it's like this sort of lump. I think it's about the size of like a tangerine, well, like a kiwi. It's about the size of a kiwi, a small kiwi fruit. And that's where a lot of the stuff happens automatically. There's the amygdala, the pituitary, the pineal gland, and they all kind of do their thing. And then we have this massive other part of our body, which we call our brain, which is like this like massive quantum computing device. And this is what allows us to kind of override our limbic system. So we have this thing called decision making. We have the ability to override our limbic behavior. Like, for example, with limbic behavior, if I didn't like somebody and they really pissed me off and they did it badly enough, I could just go off and kill them. Sorry, I don't like you. You're boring. You're a nuisance. You're confusing my life. But you can't do that these days because you end up in jail or rejected from society. So you have to think your way out of it and through that. How do you recalibrate yourself so that you can live in what we call civilized society? Sometimes it means having to completely reprogram your limbic system. It's very strange how it all works. All right. On those rare occasions in public when I do those big heart spreads, I try to remind people that decision making is fundamental to our spiritual, psychological, emotional evolution. It doesn't sound like it's anything to do with spirituality and everything. You can do all these yoga studies. You can learn how to meditate. You can learn how to live to 120 years old. You can do all these kinds of things and suppress your breathing and heart rate to almost nothing, which is all really cool. But when it comes to running countries and corporations and things, you have to make decisions. And decision making is an art form. And a lot of people don't like to make decisions because it means you have to work. When you actually work to make decisions, I'm not kidding. Here, let me show you. What I've noticed in my life is that I have a very powerful limbic system. I'm very, very driven, kind of like an animal, and it's very hard for me to control it. So I've had to learn how to, like, say, own my own energy so I don't get into trouble. I don't cause trouble on others, and others don't cause trouble on me. And it's been a very, very tough lesson, tough life path, I would say. But what I noticed is, like, when I'm doing readings with people or doing these shows, or where I have to calculate something or deal with something that's stressful, it uses astronomical amounts of energy, brain power, sugars, especially, and the electrolytes, sodium, potassium. And what I've noticed is that I eat a lot of potassium and sodium type foods. And I like to drink a lot of water, and that's what keeps my electrolytes. And if I don't do that, my body gets out of whack really, really quickly. Like, I'll start to feel headaches or disoriented or out of control of my feelings. Like, I'll be happy for no reason or angry for no reason. I won't be able to control it. So I realized that that big blob in the top of the head area, or this side here, the brain part that most people think of, it consumes huge amounts of energy. At least in me it does. And so I have to take care of that. And if I don't provide lots of water, good healthy nutrients, and lots of electrolytes, I get really sick in the head really quickly. So there you go. Sort of like the way athletes get very sick with their legs and things if they're runners. So you have to take care of them. So I try to take care of my brain. I know that sounds strange because I don't have a PhD in anything. I got expelled from university, and I got expelled from a junior school. I was not a very good student. Oh boy, Falcon's acting up. Hello, Karen, I see you. By the way, everybody, Karen is down there in New Zealand, in case you haven't figured it out yet. All right, so enough jibber-jabber. We'll get on with the show. Gregory, you're up. Then we have Queen of Water down in Australia. Shia Baby, I can't remember. Are you in Florida? Catherine, I can't remember. Location. Gregory's over there in Mississippi. Queen of Water's Australia. I think near Melbourne. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, Gregory, let's see what's going on. I know you've been very active lately dealing with business and family and all that stuff. So I'm just going to go completely... Hello, Heather, over there in, let's say, British Columbia. Yep. I'm pretty sure I got that. Got that right. Texas. Okay, let me just mark it here. I like to know these things. Aussie. And Mississippi. M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. Mississippi. Let's see what's going on, people. Oops, no jumpers, no flyers. I'm not doing any oracles tonight. Don't do any reversals. I just keep it simple, simple, simple. But simple's not easy. Just because I don't do reversals and I use a very simple spread doesn't mean it's easy. I'm trying to be very careful with my hands so I don't destroy myself tonight. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's have a look. Let's bless this deck, bless every single card. Let's bless the technology, the software, the piping, the channels, the connector, bits and pieces, all the wires and microphones and lights and the platform, the internet transmitters, all of that. Hello, Melissa Lawrence. Yay. Melissa, Shy Baby's from Maryland. Got it. Okay. There we go. Got that. Courtney Aline. Good evening from the West Coast. Oh, so you are on Pacific time. Hello, hello. Let's have a look. Let's see what's coming up, folks. Sorry, we're getting started now. Gregory's up first. Let's have a look here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I think we're good to go. Whew. Gregory, in your own way, you're a very spiritually evolved person, I'd like to say. And you have your own way of expressing it, sharing your energy and love with the world. Melissa, okay, thank you. I see that, Melissa. I'm going to grab that now while I see it. But that'll be the last reading for the evening. I can't handle a lot of readings tonight. It's just, it's my hands and my brain. Can only take so much. Okay, that's it. That's the last booking for the evening. Thank you, Melissa. Don't worry. Don't worry, Elsa Marie. Oh, the derecho storm. Oh, your eye. Oh, wow. Well, hang in with us anyway. Just hang in. Just hang in, Elsa Marie, just to hang out, okay? Don't worry about it. Okay. All right, let's have a look. I just want to light up that message. Okay, so, Melissa. Hello. Here we go. All right. So I'll put that over here. Sorry, Gregory, I had to grab that while I can, otherwise I tend to forget things. I can be shockingly absent-minded at times. Hello, Tina. Good evening. No more bookings tonight, people, okay? That's it for tonight. It's just going to be 1, 2, 3. Just going to be 5 readings tonight, okay? So I already shuffled. I'm going to go back a little bit again because I got a bit distracted. And all right, let's see. Let's have a look. See what's going on. All right, Gregory. I did this already, but we're going to do it again. Like everything to be nice and clear. The cards are very slippery, and the deck is pristine. All right, let's have a look. Here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle it. And then we're going to have a look at the weather for Gregory. Okay, let's have a look. Over here, I got to, let's see. How am I going to do this? Sorry, this thing is annoying me. I'm sorry, Melissa. I got to get your post-it notes sorted out. All right. Cheers, everyone. All right. Oh, so all the cards are upside down. We'll deal with that as we come to them. So I've got the 5 of Pentacles here. My feeling is that this is very much to do with finances. Okay. Depending on people's sun signs or whatever. But let's just say, for example, that this aspect here lines up with your finances. Okay? In some way, shape, or another. For example, if you are a Scorpio, for example. Let's just say you're a Scorpio. And we put this as the horizon on a solar chart. Then look what happens. You get the Sagittarius Gemini eclipse all lit up on your 2nd and 8th house, which is all about money and other people's money. So it's heavily, heavily aspected right now. Of course, you could have another aspect like a rising sign or whatever it is, but this, when I put the pentacles here and I see this, I think the subject matter is money. So, and the difficulties with money, the understanding of money, what is money? Money is what we believe it to be. Is it a currency? Is it a token? Is it a tool? Is it a pathway to whatever it is? So we just had the big eclipse, and also right now tonight with this degree, this is very lit up, and we're seeing, I would say, like this is a really good example. For example, look at it this way: forensic accounting. doing your finances or checking in with your finances with the people with whom you relate, for example, family and relatives. Okay, so don't be scared of this. A lot of people are scared of this card because it indicates like, oh my God, you're going to be broke, you're going to go bankrupt or something. It's not like that, okay? So it's like, to me, this looks like an indication that it's very important right now to pay close attention to finances and to the relationship dynamics that occur in the world of your finances, okay? This is an opposition, okay? So by definition, the subject of relationships is really first and foremost. Like, let's just, how does your money relate to other people? And how do they treat you in regards to finances? How do you treat them in regard to finances? What's going on in fact, in terms of reality, and where is there a lot of mischief or fraud or lies or deception going on? We need to know that. The beautiful thing about this very harsh aspect is that it's very good so that you can reveal it to heal it. And it's almost like what would need to happen is like having forensic accounting, whether it's with taxes or bookkeeping or financiers or whatever, to find out if there's anything that is untrue. And then go from there instead of, because you don't want to, one of the worst things is when you have, problems with finances and you discovered like you got screwed over or you trusted somebody and you shouldn't have trusted them, and so on and so on. The Five of Pentacles does indicate relationships where you have to be able to understand that in relationships there can be ups and downs in finances. Your financial well-being, their financial well-being, good days and bad days. Even if you're financially comfortable, there are still, you can still have conflict in the world of finances, joint finances especially, okay? What's the situation? Okay, more about money. Family money, legacy money, generational money, inherited money, the wealth of families, the wealth of generations, and what is good about it and what is not so good about it. It's really, really important to be aware of all your assets, your funds, your talents, your gifts, your resources. Very serious emphasis here on the attitude of gratitude. This is the Ten of Pentacles. It's like a culmination of a life well lived. Okay? So for example, say Gregory, at the same time you might be doing things in business that are in some ways going quite well for you. It takes a long time to build a career, build a legacy, build a business, build trust, build assets, build value, build values, and have them become sustainable and maintainable for the long term, where you could say you're happy, financially secure. But also, it's very important to understand what is it that's out there that could undermine all of this, okay? So, like really savvy money people who are really smart with money, really, really big money, means they have to be extremely aware of the risks involved in their financial world. Where are the pitfalls? Where are the weaknesses? Where is the potential for fraud, theft, lies, deception, and betrayal with contracts or missed opportunities or whatever, or getting screwed over by somebody or something. That's one of the important things about building generational wealth is learning how to protect it for the long term. Okay, so and sometimes learning how to protect it means having literally, how do you protect it? How do you insulate yourself and maintain value and values from fraudsters, fakes, phonies, thieves? What's the challenges here? Okay, it feels to me like you're scared that there's a lot at stake here that could be lost. Understandable. You know, I think in this subject matter tonight, the Tower could represent like a potential oh no moment. But also remember, this is really about like to me this is like even more powerful than the Death card in terms of what I would think of as transformational energy healing or vibrational energy healing, where in a positive aspect, the Tower is beautiful because it pretty much destroys anything and everything that's fake, and then whatever's left in the ashes you can use to rebuild for something new. Okay, that's what they did in agriculture for a lot of time. They would burn the fields, and that would create a lot of nitrates, and so they could start new crops. So the other way you could look at this is that, let's say you've put a lot of work, okay, in your life, Gregory. There is a legacy, there is value, there are values, there's abundance of some kind. It's measurable, and you deserve to be abundant and happy, but you're also aware of the threats to your stability, and you're dealing with it. But it looks to me like it's very extreme. Like it could go from, like these, in ways, these cards are very extreme. Like going from wealth and abundance, and everything implodes and leads everything turning into poverty. Obviously, don't want that. But if there is a sniff or a possibility of a bad smell going on in the financial business world, and you're starting to reveal it, to heal it, and you can identify the weak links, the weak people, and so on, it's very important to be aware of that. Otherwise, you will end up a victim of, let's say, random external forces, or a victim of predators, or a victim of thieves, or a victim of, let's say, betrayal. You don't want that, obviously. So it's kind of an extreme reading, okay, Gregory? Like, let's just say, like, things could be great. However, you got to be very, very careful. It's very important to stay awake and stay aware of the pitfalls so that you're not a victim. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this so that it's effective? Okay, with the Chariot here, to me it looks like you can't really do anything now except to plan and prepare, I would say, for 2021. Okay? My feeling is that there's a little bit of a ticking clock here, and let's say something to do with like 5 weeks or 10 weeks or something. Once we actually get into January 2021, now is the time to start preparing, because between now and early 2021, we've only got about 5 weeks, roughly, something like that. Not even that. It's not even that long. It's really important. Like, the way to deal with this situation is to look at your life, your world, in very, very stark, clear terms. Know exactly who is the enemy. They need to be identified and marked very clearly. And then we need to, let's say, develop a strategy so that you can protect yourself and defend yourself from the enemy. And luckily, this extremely stressful aspect here is helping bring this to the surface. It might not be a comfortable type of energy, but if the potential for failures and losses and betrayal are not identified very clearly, then you could obviously be very subject to some kind of major implosion. But, if you're already aware in advance, then it's like having a weather forecast that other people don't have, so you can prepare yourself. But right now, it's the time for preparation. We've just come out of the eclipse, so the eclipse might have been a bit of an awakening for you. We're heading to the new moon eclipse on the 14th of December, and just before that, almost identically, we have, in terms of the timing, we have the Jupiter and Saturn, the Great Alignment, very close with Pluto, very, very, very tight degrees, and then the moon will be in Capricorn as well. So we're going to have 4 planets in Capricorn let's say, what's it, 6 to the 14th, 6 to 6. Anyway, on the 14th, it's only a matter of days away. So between now and then, now is the time to start making plans. It's almost like, to me, it looks like being a military strategist. Okay? This is how I'm feeling it. All right, Gregory? It's like this. It's time to sort of like go to the dining table somewhere, if you can access like a decent sized desk, something like that, where you can really spread out and do some of the things that I like to do. I mean, it might look a little bit childish, but I like to write things out. I like to make charts, diagrams, and doodles. Some people like to do it on a big whiteboard. You stand up and draw on a whiteboard. I like to be at a large table and fill things out and make little post-it notes for this and this and that and that. So when I see the Chariot card there, what I'm sensing for you is that it might be an idea to, like, kind of like the imagery here, to take a step back, okay? Activate the Sagittarius energy, especially on the Sagittarius new moon, also aligning with that massive cluster in Capricorn around the 14th. Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. And take, let's say, a hands-off view of your life and your world and assess it. Put it all out there, like a post-it note for this, like, or bits of paper or a chart. And you know how they plan warfare, how they plan buildings, and you build. I don't know if you've ever wanted to build your own house. You make sketches and you lay out things. This is going to go here and there, and you shuffle them around until you get a better picture. It feels to me that Chariot is asking you to start to chart out the ingredients of your life. Like, name all your assets, like 10 post-it notes, for example. Make a list of 10 assets, okay? And then take 5 post-it notes of a different color and list them as liabilities, risks, dangers. And then lay them all out in front of you so you can see clearly what's there. And then it's time to think about that, okay? So what I'm thinking is, over the next 2 weeks, start to really get a really, like, very big, broad perspective view of your financial world, the people in your world financially, and lay it out in such a way that everything is very stark and very clear, so that you see all the threats. It isn't just a thought in your brain. It isn't a feeling here or here. It's on a piece of paper in front of you. Like, okay, this person is a threat. This person is a threat. This economic thing that's happening is a threat. Blah, blah, blah. The global politics, whatever it is, list 5 major threats, especially if they're very close to you. And then list 10 major assets that are very close to you. And give yourself permission to win, to succeed. Follow the momentum of the Chariot that you are going to succeed. All you have to do is get your act together, start making preparations now, and pick up the momentum late in the month, and then start planning for 2021 with full-on, lights-on clarity. All the risks and all the assets, okay? It's like doing an appraisal. Like a property appraisal. Like doing a full appraisal of your the larger scale of all your finances, and lay it out very clearly, and then see it from that perspective. Like, how am I going to stop this bad thing happening? How am I going to stop this bad thing happening? How am I going to capitalize on this amazing thing here? How am I going to expand on this good thing here? And then you'll start to see it. Okay, you start to see it in much more clarity, rather than just like, holding it in here. It's time to put it out in front of you, okay? Yeah. Thanks, Gregory. That's your reading. Okay. I hope that helps. KCCD. Color, what's KCCD? Color blocking. What is that? Like a room map. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Hello. What's that? What's that? KCCD. Haha. Saying I cannot get enough notebooks and my pens keep running out. Oh, I know what that's like. I know what that's like, Casey. Yep. I hope that helps, Gregory. I'm going to put all this back together now, and then we're going to move on. We got Queen of Water next. Questions about relationships, love, romance kind of thing, okay? Okay, let me put Gregory's over here, sorry. Thank you, Gregory. Take care, ma'am. We'll catch up. Next up is Queen of Water, then Shia Baby, Catherine, and then Melissa over here. Okay. A song for Gregory. Ooh. Gosh, I've got all sorts of bits of music. And I'm not sure if I could. I wonder if I could play it. There's a. Oh, sorry, I'm getting all mentally constipated here because Nikki, you just said like some music for Gregory, and I just had a flashback to my music career when I was doing lots of shows and I was a performer and things, and I did one song about money. What was it called? Like, oh God, what was it called? The Ballad of Janet and Helfrid. Oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that. Hold on, give me a second. The Ballad of... No, it's not on my computer. There's no way I can get it right now. I used to make albums and CDs years ago, and I used to play kind of like concerts and things. I'm not kind of clicking with the... Money, money, money in a rich man's world. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What was that? ABBA or something? ABBA had a song called Money, 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 if I recall. Yeah. Anyway, my God, that's giving away my age, isn't it? Wow. Oh, there's the other one by Pink Floyd. Doom 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 doom. Money. It's a gas. Yeah, rappers are big on money songs. Like, I don't know much about rap music, but yeah, they're really into their bling and their money. All right. Chase your dreams. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nikki. You're a genius. Wow. Okay. Here we go. It's just a little short song.
Okay.
Think of it as like a white reggae tune, okay?
If you wish for a simple miracle, if you wish you can have one right away, all you need is some faith, is the will. Ask for it and it will come to you today.
Hey, hey.
I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Na da 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 da, na da 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 da. La da 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 da, da 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 da. And if you wish to be in a state of grace, ask for it and it will meet you face to face. And if you wish, if you dare to dream, you will find that it's easier than it seems. Hey, hey, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Oh. Da 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 da. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Oh, la da 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 da, da 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 da. Oh, yeah. I want you to be oh so happy. Yeah, I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams today.
Alrighty, well, thank you. Okay. So, I hope that helps. Thank you very much. I've decided to give myself another treat. Ho, ho, ho. It's that time of the year anyway. And frankly, who was there to stop me? So, here we are, folks. Cheers to the holiday season. Here's to the full moon eclipse that we just had. Here's to the really stark, hard opposition between the Sun and the North Node, hard squared by Neptune and Pisces, all of that. May all the fraud be revealed. May all the lies, the trickery, the betrayals, deceptions, all of that stuff, all the theft, all the arrogance that goes with it, may it all be exposed. May it all be accounted for. A nice little selection. Thank you very much. I think I'll just tuck this over here. I hope I don't knock it over. All right, Queen of Water. Oh gosh, you know what, Queen of Water? I think we mentioned this a couple times. Because I can't get any information from the mainstream media here that I would trust or value, I've started watching a couple of news things out of Australia. And it makes a lot more sense. So, dear Australia, thank you for sending news over here to the United States. News about the stuff that otherwise we can't get in our own country. Ha 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 ha. It's so bizarre. All right, let's have a look. Let's see. So actually, I think what I sometimes do on the show, I keep forgetting. It's important. I think it's good that people realize. Like, there's Nikki is over there in the chat. Nikki is a psychic and a medium, okay? Particularly a medium. So you might notice that in the chat, folks. If you have never been here before, you might... Nikki might come up with any kind of random awareness and needs to be noted, and she will happily spell it out for you. Let's see. Love Triber is a healer and a reader. Love Triber is a medicine woman from a previous lifetime. I know Queen of Water is a healer as well in her own way. A professional. Who else is here who's a healer? I'm talking about healing in the broad sense, in that you bring healing energy to Earth. You don't necessarily have to be a brain surgeon or a podiatrist or a psychotherapist or anything. Just bringing the energy of healing to Earth. That's what I'm talking about. So we have a lot of that here. Yelsa Marie, you might as well tell us a little bit about yourself. Don't be shy. And who was the other one? Who was there? There was something, Casey, somebody, what was it? Casey. No, you're not. Anyway, Casey, I don't know if you're still here, Casey, but hello and welcome. Little Bubba is out here, and he's curious about what the heck is going on. But I'm in the middle of the readings now. I can't really do too much, so he's going off to get himself a little snack. All right, Queen of Water, let's see what's going on. Get comfortable. Shuffle yourself around. Get comfortable. Clear the head. I like to do little bits of shaking. Hello, KCCD. KCCD, I don't remember seeing you here. Tell us a little about yourself. While we're doing the reading, type some notes in to let people know about yourself, okay? Same thing for Yelsa Marie. Please type in and let us know some more. We're all very curious. All right, Queen of Water. Wow, I'm sensing, I don't know what it is, Queen of Water, but I'm sensing a lot of clarity from you, a lot of awareness, a lot of, I would say, I don't know what the energy, I would say it's like a crystalline feeling to it, like as though you're sparkling or radiant in some way. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, you're at your desk and cognitions, okay. All right, good enough, that's fine. Incognito. Incognition. Sure, that's fine. Incognito. Because I think you said you're at work. Shh. We won't tell anybody. Oh my God! Casey! Casey, we need to talk. You're an interior designer with a passion for astrology. Casey, please, please, please. Hold on. Sorry, Queen of Water. Stay right there. Don't go away. Casey, I have some art pieces that you might be interested. Maybe you can incorporate them in some of your design work. And I know someone who does really like super ultra upscale interior stuff for certain people. And maybe they might want something like that, or maybe you guys can hook up or whatever. I don't know, but I'd love to show you some of my mandalas. Okay, so go to the Tarot Illumination. Okay, so this is the Tarot Illumination website, tarotillumination.com. If you go there, you'll see one of the pages. It's called Connect. Okay, and you can write to me from there. Also, that's the actual email itself. Okay, alittlebookabout at yahoo.com. Okay. So, yeah. All right, here we go. All right, Queen of Water. By the way, dear Queen of Water, I have a really good mate of mine. He's an Aussie. He's about 6'4", 200 pounds. And he's an ex-rugby coach. but now he's in the world of finance for environmental things, you know, like carbon capture and stuff like that. Yes. Nikki already knows about the Tarot Illumination silk scarves and things, but Casey, please write to me and we'll have a meeting. It's on the house, okay? It'll just be a meeting, you and me. We'll do a Zoom thing, okay? And I'll show you what I got to show you, okay? I'm really proud of this. And I would be so happy if it could be, you know, spread around the world in some way, because I don't really know how to do it. I'm good at ideas. All right, Queen of Water. Excuse me. I'm not doing any jumpers. What it's telling me is I have to concentrate. Got it. I see your notes there, Casey. No worries. Okay, here we go. All right, let's have a look. Here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle it. Now let's have a look at the weather for you, dear Queen of Water, with references to the love relationship aspects. Okay, so a lot of people think of this as a very important card when it comes to love and relationships. So I don't know if there's anyone actually on their horizon. I think we've done readings before, Queen of Water, but I don't really tend to remember much about readings. I don't keep big files or notes on these things. But what it's hinting to me is that, bear in mind the aspects here, okay? There's a lot of supportive energy over here with the water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, in sextile with the earth energy here, so that's good. We've also got a loose earth trine here with the Virgo moon, Capricorn, and the Taurus energy. It's not really, but it's, you know, tomorrow the moon's going to be over here, so you'll see it. You'll see a big green triangle in the next couple of days, okay? So what I'm sensing is that whether you've got anyone lined up right now or not, whether you've got your sights on someone or someone's got their sights on you, it's much more of a how do I what do they call it? Divine intervention. In some ways it feels to me like you've got to be careful. You might be attracting people or situations or relationship situations where you're going to be tested. That's how I'm looking at this. You're going to be tested in that these relationships, if let's say someone shows up or you're attracted to someone or someone is attracted to you and they start, let's say triggering your buttons, your hot spots, and you start to operate. A lot of relationship dynamics happen through the limbic system, okay? Like on autopilot, you know, we're biologically programmed to socialize and to relate. Birth, procreation, and death. That's the ultimate life path of humanity. We are born, we live, and then we die. A lot of people, when they live, they choose to procreate. So birth, procreation, and death. That's a very scorpionic type of energy. And with this Pluto thing going on, it's super hyper intense. Pluto in Capricorn with the Jupiter and Saturn. It's very much, I would say, karmic, like being aware of your energies. What are you doing with your most profound energies right now? So let's say about relationships, let's just say you have an assortment, okay? I don't see any notes there, I'm just checking. But anyway, and so such and such a person triggers you in some way. And then you realize like you're getting triggered in different ways from different people. The purpose of that, my feeling, is to wake you up in such a way that by, let's say, invoking relationships into your life, by the process of invocation. Hold on, give me a second. For example, the tarot illumination way, it's like super simple shortcuts, like, dear guardian angels, dear invisible friends, dear archangels, spirits from the great beyond, spirit guides and all that. Regarding love and relationships, please bring to me that which is mine. Please take away from me that which is not mine. Let's streamline this whole thing. And then what that does, it just sends a signal like, oh, okay. And then things start to happen. Synchronistic things start to happen. Such and such a person appears. You appear to them, or they appear to you. You appear to each other. And then what does this mean? What does this look like? How are you being triggered? What are your initial impressions? First feelings are incredibly important. Sometimes there's a very bad feeling about someone, but there's a shroud of something else that makes it seem wonderful. And then we tune into the good stuff and we bury the bad stuff and keep our fingers crossed. That's a recipe for disaster, okay? So first feelings are very, very, very important. And so my feeling with the Lover's card here is that it might be an idea to set yourself up, like exposure. Prepare yourself to be exposed. Invite the energy of love and relationship to come into your life in such a way that is for you. In a way that's best for you. Not to set you up with the perfect mate, but to set you up with what really the relationship dynamics are about. Like, who do you need to be within you in your life right now for what purpose, okay? And so on. So that it's reciprocal. You benefit them, they benefit you. With the Lover's card, it's all of it. In other words, you have to accept them with all their baggage, and they have to accept you with all your baggage. They get all the good, beautiful stuff about you. They get all the not so appealing things about you. And we all have those little things somewhere that we're not too proud of. And eventually they become exposed in the relationship dynamics. And so we learn and grow from that. And so it's like a process of elimination. I know it sounds like shopping. Like, okay, this doesn't work, this one doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. But it's a distillation, and you get closer and closer to what does work. And then you allow heaven, the universe, the healing power of love to bring that to you. Instead of having to go and get a relationship. Okay? So that's what I'm sensing here with the Lover's card. The whole idea is that it's supposed to bring self-awareness to you by having different exposures to different people where you see everything in full clarity. Like, oh my God, this person is amazing, but there's something out of whack. That's true, okay? I see your notes there. Okay, let's have a look. What's the situation itself? Okay, so with the Eight of Swords here, my feeling is that in some ways you might be making things complicated for yourself to the point where you've actually got yourself so tied up in knots. Look at the imagery, for example. And it makes it very difficult to make decisions because it's almost like the more you worry about it, the more things get knotted up and tightened up to the point where it's impossible to make decisions. And so when I see the Eight of Swords here, this is a very, very mental energy, and it might be, I would say, influenced by your past, your history of life and love relationships up until this very moment in time. And what's happening in this reading, my feeling is that this particular eclipse that just happened, and we've got another one in 2 weeks. We've got the Sagittarius new moon eclipse, new starts, new beginnings. It's going to be an extremely muted eclipse, followed by a rapid expansion of the eclipse energy into the Sagittarius energy. And it's going to be, it's a quincunx over here. It's like in conjunct, but at the same time, the moon is going to be over here. So it's a serious eclipse, as far as I can tell. And my feeling is it's time to look at yourself and realize, like, wow, if you're confused or lost about options or multiple options in relationships, like who am I attracted to and who is being attracted to me and what am I going to do about it? This is in some ways the energy of a jigsaw puzzle, the energy of a Rubik's Cube. But to me, it's something that you probably wouldn't wish for or want in your reading, because you would want resolution, you would want clarity, you would want help in the reading about making decisions. Who's good for me? Who am I good for? Well, you need something that's mutually reciprocal. You need a reciprocal relationship. You're good for them and they're good for you. Otherwise it gets unbalanced and that doesn't work in the long term. So my feeling is with the Eight of Swords here, you might have a lifetime of conditioning. What I'm thinking of is unconscious conditioning that you've been carrying with you for a long time, which actually makes it very difficult for you to make decisions. And yet you're being called upon to make tough decisions here. So you can't outsource this. You just can't wait for, let's say, something to tell you, oh, this is the perfect one, or this is the one for me. No, it means actually having to live through the process of decision making in the world of love and relationships. Like, well, if there's different people, you're looking at them, they're looking at you. It's happening for a reason. It's helping you to learn more about who you are and helping them to learn more about who they are. And so it's almost like if you're attracting things that don't work, it might be simply because you're radiating energy that doesn't work, okay, in love and relationships. So, and maybe that's happening on an unconscious level. And we need to realize that and clear that up as an issue before actually trying to select a mate or allowing a mate to select you. You think of it as your it's like physics, okay? So if you are radiating the energy of, let's say, confusion or fear of being lost in a minefield of conflicted or ambiguous relationships where you don't really know what's going on, if that's the energy that you're radiating, guess what you're going to attract? You see what I mean? So, what are the challenges here? Okay. To me, it looks like you are super hyper risk averse. Like, I don't want to make a mistake. This energy here in its purity would be about being very bold and carefree and being willing to take huge risks and live purely in the moment. But it also feels to me in this position that that's not your preferred way of having a relationship. It feels to me as though you would love to have everything like neat and organized and locked down and everything. There's a lot of clarity. There's a lot of understanding. There's no confusion. You are who you appear to be. They are who they appear to be. And there's no facades. And so if you've had a life history of love and relationships where it started off this way, but it ended up going that way, you either got screwed over or fooled or whatever, that leaves a mark. But it's time to, let's say, mature out of this, grow out of this. So if you're naturally super hyper risk averse and you would like to say be able to calculate your relationships or manage the relationships, that's totally understandable, because why would you want to put everything at risk in one relationship for one purpose when you already know in advance there's an extremely high risk of failure? It's understandable. If you've had, let's say, a string of disasters in relationships, it makes you very, very concerned about the next one, okay? All right, let's have a look. How are we going to deal with this? You got the sun card here. So, to me, it looks like having a complete makeover. Not that I'm saying you're not gorgeous as you are. It's more like, how am I going to do this? So with the sun card here, it's like you might not have, it's not a card that I would have expected to see there. But to me, it's basically like saying, shut up. Just shut up, T.O. Shut up, Queen of Water. What counts is being happy from the absolute core of your being at the most like primitive, raw, primal level. And instead of looking at relationships that are something that have to be calculated or planned or organized or managed, or it has to fit a certain construct of a certain type of Rubik's Cube so that the Rubik's Cube puzzle is unlocked and all your fears are dissolved. No. Instead, like if you're operating, let's say, you know what I was talking about, the Eight of Swords, if you're radiating the energy of feeling lost and confused in love and relationship, guess what you attract? People who are lost and confused. How's that going to help you? And so, when the Fool is saying, I'm terrified of making mistakes, taking risks and going into the unknown, it's understandable, especially in love and relationships. But what the Sun card is saying is like, forget everything that Tarot Illumination just said. The only thing that counts, dear Queen of Water, is that you are happy in here. You make it your business to be happy with yourself. Put yourself first. Wake up every day and ask yourself, like, what do I need to be happy in myself today? Like, I'm going to get myself a special food treat. Or I am going to copy Tarot Illumination and I'm going to have a little beverage. Or I'm going to go to a certain store or shop and I'm going to get myself a certain adornment that I feel like I deserve, even though it doesn't make any sense financially. Or, there's nobody to flirt with. Or maybe there's nobody, like, it doesn't really matter. What really counts is that you're happy here, so that when you start to radiate the energy of sun energy, which is basically raw, pure happiness. Cheers, by the way. So, guess what happens when, instead of radiating the energy of Eight of Swords, like, and you radiate the energy of happiness. Doesn't mean you have to be deliriously, ecstatically happy, like you just had 3 cups of coffee and a double scoop of ice cream and you watched your favorite chick flick. Not like that. I'm talking about a happiness that comes from, let's say, being content, being satisfied, having that sort of warm, fuzzy feeling like, I'm okay as it is. Relationship, no relationship, doesn't matter. What counts is that I'm happy here. And guess what happens when you do that? You start to attract people or a person who's fundamentally happy from here because they understand the concept of love thyself. Number one. You are number one in your world. Love thyself, okay? If you're a compassion junkie, okay, Queen of Water, and you're out there healing people and saving people, and you're working for this, and you're working for that company, or that boss, or whatever, and you're giving away your energy, and you're expecting something to come to you as a miracle, what the reading is telling me to tell you is like, screw every theory you've ever heard. The only thing that counts is feeling happy from in here on a day-to-day basis, minute by minute, frankly. And if something doesn't feel right with a person or a situation, you kind of make a note to start to retreat, start to withdraw your energy if it's not healthy for you. And you surround yourself with talent, surround yourself with beauty, surround yourself with art, surround yourself with things, activities that make you feel happy in here. If you like being a healer, keep going and doing that. And then when you're finished, give yourself a chance to self-heal. Self-healing is very, very important to getting back into the zone. And it's amazing what happens when you radiate sun energy from inside. Then that starts to become attracted back to you. It is the law of attraction in action, okay? So that's what the reading is ultimately all about. It ultimately all comes down to you. The main decision is to put yourself first, love thyself, make sure you do whatever you can to be as happy as possible. Authentic, genuine happiness, not synthetic happiness, every variation of synthetic happiness. No, none of that. It's about raw, delicious contentment in here. And that's when things will start to work. You'll start to see it in very synchronistic ways in your life. So that's the answer, okay? This is like a recipe book. This is the answer to all your questions about whatever is not working. I hope that made sense. All right, Shaya baby, you're up next. Gosh, I hope that helps you, Queen of Water. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of instant success. As you can tell, let's just get out of 2020 successfully alive and allow for all sorts of shifts and changes in 2021, including your love life, okay? Shaya baby. General reading, okay? We'll see what kind of messages are going to come up tonight for Shaya baby in the show tonight here, okay? Thank you, Path. Perfect. Hello, Jasmine Ramirez. Good evening and welcome. I'm not taking any more readings tonight. I don't have the stamina, and I've got to do a little bit of self-healing myself. You know, you've got to keep my body parts working properly. And I can't afford to mess my hands up any more than they are messed up already. What was that, Queen of Water? The Path said here, like, what is it? It says, Queen of Water. Love your own company. And then Queen of Water says, I do a bit too much, Path. Queen of Water, you don't have to be alone, even if you're an empath. It's not a law. I'm lucky, actually. I'm a little bit like Path in that I really love my own company. I like my privacy. I like my private time. I love my friends and my family and all of that too. I love doing the show, the channel and things like that. But I really cherish my private time. My privacy and all of that. Okay, Shy Baby, you're up. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Let's have a look, see here. All right. All right, dear magical deck. Dear amazing tarot cards, however you do what you do, thank you for being here. Bless every single card, bless the whole deck. What kind of messages do we have tonight for Shia Baby? Life in general. The eclipse. Who knows? Here's the situation. Here's the challenges. here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, I put that over here and here. And let's have a look at the energy in the background. Okay, I'm going to refer to the astrology as I usually do, because that's what I think of as the weather. That's why I call it the weather. Eight of Swords. We just came out of a reading with the Eight of Swords, okay? So I'm going to relate this very closely to my astrodoodle over here, like this. With this Eight of Swords, I think it relates very, very closely to the energy of confusion, misunderstanding, misinterpretation that is very, very possible at this moment in time. So for example, Shy Baby, if you've been living a life where you've had a certain kind of, let's say, status quo, you know, let's just say, like a lot of people, they have things in their life that they think of as anchors. Like, I know this person, blah, blah, blah. I have these skills and this talent and that. I was born and raised and had this kind of upbringing, blah, blah, blah. You have all these, like, fixed factors in your life, okay, which sort of define you, no matter what age you are, where you are, what kind of mood you're in. Like, you have this bedrock foundation to your life, to your identity, your existence. What I think is happening with the Eight of Swords here is that all of your well-established parameters, your protocols, your ways of being are being called into question right now. Like, it could be just almost any or every aspect. Okay, this is I'm hoping I can kind of make this clear, but it's about, you know, because 2020 has been a really profound year, okay? Let's just face it, for everybody. And we're at an eclipse right now. And the eclipse is touching the nodal axis, okay? Gemini North Node. And it's a very active mental type of energy. And we're coming from the South Node energy of, you know, being supremely self-confident and having lots of experience and wisdom and knowledge and being absolutely self-assured that I'm right. And then, right now, with this eclipse energy, with the Pisces hard square and the Gemini North Node, there's a sort of, to me, there's this energy of like, wait a minute, hold on here. What are you saying, Termination? Like, what you thought was true? Check that again. What you believed is true, what you thought or understood to be facts or realities or solid belief systems in your life, and you're starting to question them, like, wait a minute. I thought relationships worked like that. I thought jobs and careers worked like that. I thought family upbringing and family nurture worked like this. I thought relationships worked like this. What I'm sensing here with the Eight of Swords for you, with the broad picture, is that all of your well-established protocols, like your belief systems, what you think or thought is or was true, is now being questioned. And that kind of makes you kind of go, whoa, wait a minute. Who am I really? What am I supposed to be doing? Why am I here? All these kind of big philosophical energies. How does that translate here in my day-to-day life in this world, in my, you know, day-to-day activities? Going from big, broad concepts down to, like, you know, why do I always feel like I have to get up early or sleep in late? Or why do I always feel obliged to blah, blah, blah? Whatever it could be anything. But to me, it feels like your core belief systems are being questioned right now. And that's a good thing. Okay? It might be very uncomfortable, but the whole of the eclipse is evolutionary leaps. So I think the evolutionary leap here is almost like the heavens, your invisible friends, the healing power of love is kind of grabbing you, not in a vicious way, but kind of trying to wake you up and say, hey, Shy baby, you're great. You're freaking awesome, okay? Shy baby, you got this, this, and this, and this. You're fine. However, there is more to life, okay? If you have been wondering whether this, and this, and that is true, good. It's time to question reality, okay? It's time to really see beyond the veil and see what's really going on in life, in the world, and everything. Some of it's scary. Some of it is amazing. And it's all happening simultaneously, okay? That's the weather for you. Now let's have a look. What's the situation? Okay, so we've got the Three of Wands here. It's kind of a karmic energy. So if you're going through a point in your life right now where you're starting to see the outcome or the consequence of seeds that you planted days, weeks, months, or years ago, in terms of, whatever you trained for in school, or whatever kind of, activities you do in life today, whether it's, jobs, careers, home, family, love, and relationships, you're starting to see the connection between decisions and seeds planted in the past, or way, way in the past, or previous lifetimes, and how they're starting to manifest in this lifetime right now as like an energy field. Like, oh my gosh, I can see my whole world now, but in a totally different way than I thought it was going to be. So that makes me realize I have to reference my past. I have to look to the past now and realize, my God, everything is exactly as it should be. Everything is working out perfectly. This is freaking amazing. I can see that all the confusion and problems that I have to do with blah, 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 it's obvious. It's because I was living under the misperception of blah, 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 blah. And I can see all the things that didn't work or can't work or just don't work in my life right now. It's like, God, no wonder. And maybe it's because of the way I was treated as a child, or something like that. And then also on the flip side, like, wow, I'm starting to see all these good aspects of my nature, my character, my life, my world unfold for me in ways that make sense, because I did put a lot of work into this. I do have natural talent for that. I do have a driving ambition and direction for this, this, and this. So you're seeing both sides of it here. Like the karmic energy, to me, feels like it's coming out very strongly. And how your present day reality and everything and anything that's not working, anything and everything that you are now realizing was fake, unreal, fraudulent, betrayal, lies, or deception, that's just how it is. And anything and everything that's good will be made apparent, okay? Because sometimes, like in this earthly world, you can't understand a lot about what's good without having an experience about what does not work, okay? So this is, to me, kind of an energy of revelation. Like revelation here. Like, oh my God, I see how it works. The laws of physics, the laws of nature, the laws of karma, the laws of consequence. It makes sense now. Okay, for the bad and for the good. Now, what's the problem here? Okay, more Wands energy. My feeling is, so this Wands energy, this Page of Wands is very useful, it's very inspiring, it's very courageous, it's fearless, it's knowing, and let's just say this card is just standing alone. And it's all about you, and it's all about having the courage to go forward in life. Even though you don't know all the pathways, all the answers, you go forward anyway. Like over, let's see, what's today? Sunday. So over Friday and Saturday, I was doing a huge amount of activities in my life where I didn't know the answers or the directions. All I knew is that I had to keep going anyway, and so I did. So I think that relates very much with you right now, Shia Baby, where the Page of Wands energy in its healthy expression is feeling the courage and desire to move forward anyway, even though you don't have all the answers. But in this reading here, it looks to me like you're scared of your innocence. It's like you would be too scared to make moves and take risks and do things that you know are good for you because you're not certain of the outcome. To me, this looks like the energy of let's say, fragile, sensitive youth, where if you've had a series of bad experiences in life and things didn't work out, it can make you very, very shy about wanting to take risks and do bold actions in the future. And so you might be realizing, like in my life, let's say, like, wow, I'm Shia Baby, and it's like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I have the strength or the courage or the knowledge or the wisdom or the resources or the drive or the passion or the dedication or the sense of destiny to do what I have to do, be who I have to be. I don't know. I don't think I can do that. No, it's just not worth it. No. So how do we overcome this? Okay, through the process of, let's say, elimination. Okay, swords here, swords here. So let's make this into a mental thing, like a puzzle. So, with the Queen of Swords energy, the way it looks to me, like handling life in general. Okay, I just saw your note there. That's me. I don't always know what I'm doing, but I make steps to move forward. Okay, so... Okay, with the Queen of Swords energy here, my feeling is like, let's get back to real basics. So, moving forward, what are we going to do? If you are not used to living your life in a certain way, let's say you're not used to being like a corporate executive CEO of a company where you charge forward with a lot of self-confidence, and you make decisions fearlessly, knowing that some of the time you're going to screw up. Let's say you don't have those natural skills, and you're a little bit shy and resistant, because maybe you regard yourself as not having enough experience or knowledge or courage. Then there's another way you can move forward. So with the Queen of Swords energy, what it's saying is like, don't be scared. Shia Baby, from what I can tell, you are female, looking for the little picture there. A new strategy going forward is like, instead of being a victim of fear, a victim of, let's say, your lack of awareness about how things really are and how they work, so that you're not like, let's say, tuning into... let's say your natural fragilities, your natural shyness or whatever. The Queen of Swords is saying, step up, girl. It's time to get into your serious girl power and give yourself permission to use the healing power of that's up you, like a process of elimination. So in other words, you wake up in the day, you wake up in the morning, and you could do a thing like I do, like, please bring to me that which is mine. Whatever that is, a thought, an idea, a concept, a person, experience, information. Please take away from me everything that's not mine. I don't need it. It's baggage, it's cumbersome, it's misinformation, whatever it is. So that I am free and clear so I can live my life, okay? I can live my life in the most optimal way possible, okay? Please bring to me that which is mine. Please take away from me that which is not mine. And the Queen of Swords is activating the second part of that little mantra. So in other words, it's like you wake up in the morning and say, please bring to me that which is mine. And please, he could almost say, and please take away from me that which is not mine. But also in the process, can you help me learn how to be more discriminating, more courageous, more ruthless in my decision making? With all the information that comes to me in my life about world, people, jobs, family, relatives, whatever it is, lovers, boyfriends, pets, anything. When you feel inside like there's something wrong or this doesn't work, this isn't working for me, whatever it is, it could be anything. Like you said something about a car. So how are you going to have a car? Let's say you want a car. Are you going to do something like get yourself hugely in debt because you've got this idea, I want this kind of car? Or are you going to be ruthless about, like, what does it really mean to have a car? Would it be better if I just Ubered? When you think of all the expenses of car ownership, should I just Uber? I don't have all the liabilities. What about maintenance, tires, windshield wipers, insurance, gasoline, taxes, license, all that stuff? And so you could apply that concept to a lot of things in life, like basically through process of elimination, like, wow, I really don't need this anymore. I don't actually want this anymore. I don't believe this anymore. I don't, this doesn't make sense to me anymore. And then just get rid of it. You know, it's like psychological, emotional clutter. Like it's time to seriously clear out any kind of mental, psychic, emotional clutter, societal programming, programming from birth, the way you were raised, anything that is basically obsolete, redundant, no longer working for you, it has to go. It's time to clear things out. Basically, the Queen of Swords is saying, I love you. I truly love you. You just better be true, okay? And anything and everything else that's not true, stay far away, okay? The Queen of Swords likes to live in a state of integrity, truth, full awareness, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, facts, raw information. Anything else? Fake, lies, fraud, no, it's got to go. And that's what the Queen of Swords is saying to you. The way to deal with your situation is to become much more tuned into your own power, your own girl power, and be prepared to use the healing power of no. Shy baby, it says here, I'm so used to being silly. Oh. What's that other thing you said? I need to bring out my inner badass and stay focused. Yeah, seriously. This is a serious card of girl power. Like really getting into your power and being willing to exercise your power. Saying no when no is the appropriate thing to say. What's that Winston Churchill expression? I'm sure you've heard that somewhere. Where did that come from? Winston Churchill, he was World War II and all of that. He basically, I think it was him who said it, like, talk softly, but carry a big stick. So when you would go into a meeting and you're dealing with an opponent or someone who wants to contest you, be resolute, be polite, be diplomatic, be direct and pure and honest and true, and make sure that it's very clear and evident that you're carrying a big stick. Now, in your case, you said you're becoming an unarmed security officer. It might be an idea for this is going to sound outrageous in a little tarot reading, but it might be an idea. Let's say you get used to being an unarmed security officer. Maybe the next step is to I want to upgrade. I want to get my weapons certification. I want to get packing. I want to be having open carry. I want to make it very clear if anybody's coming up to me or if I have to deal with a situation, it's very evident that I am armed. So that's basically like the do not up with me type of energy. That would be the Queen of Swords in a very evident way. Hello, I'm the Queen of Swords here. I originally started my career as an unarmed security officer. Well, guess what? I am now an officially armed security officer. So tell me again, what is your problem, sir? What is your problem, ma'am? Okay. And just make sure they notice that you're carrying a gun. I really enjoyed giving this reading. Thank you very much, Shaya. Girl power. Have you ever seen those things on YouTube like girls with guns? Oh, gosh. Anyway, there you go, Shaya baby. Oh, yeah, Libra Sun, Gemini Moon, Leo Rising. You like to be happy. Yeah. Go Shia baby. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to give this reading to you. I felt like I really had a chance to kind of blow off steam there. He says here, I prefer an office position. I see what you're saying, yeah. But again, let's say you get your gun license, you get your weapons licensing and all that, and you have an office position. And you just happen to have, I don't know, you got a little drawer over there and you've got your little friend under the counter, okay? Thanks, Shia baby. Yeah, what is it? There's, in Los Angeles, there's a shooting range down near the airport where I used to live. And it's very popular with the armed services, you know, security people, police, and all those folks, you know, first responders, people who have to be armed by their profession, and they go there and they just practice. You know, it's just like keeping yourself in tune. That's all. And I'm all for girl power. I'm all for girls carrying, being open carry, having gun licenses. By the way, Shia baby, there's this place called Switzerland, and you know, it's landlocked. It's in the middle of Europe. And everybody has a gun, okay? It's mostly the guys, because in Switzerland, everybody has to sign up with the military for 2 years compulsory service. And in that time, everyone is heavily trained in the use of arms. So guess what? You have a very high responsibility quotient in the Swiss population regarding arms. In other words, everybody is armed. Everybody is trained in defense and self-defense. And so, guess what? The murder rate and the armed robbery rates in Switzerland are microscopic, because everybody knows, like, everybody's carrying. So what's the point? There's no point in doing what they do here in America. There's a lot of people in America who are not armed, and they are easy prey for armed predators, okay? Gonna get your little friend. Yeah. I see it. I see you, Shia baby. I see it. Also, Shia baby, you can get these incredibly powerful, very convincing air pistols and air rifles. It's a good way to practice. Get yourself in the groove. You know, and you could probably get a really good quality open carry pistol, perfect for a girl, you know, $300, $500, $600. No one's going to mess with you. I guarantee no one's going to mess with you. Okay. This is not a paid advertising. I don't do that. Shy Baby, thank you so much. Catherine, what's up? General reading over there in Texas. That's a good idea, Shy Baby. Just go to the gun range. Whatever it is, $60, give them $50, 30, 50, $60. Ask them like, hey, I just want to try a handgun. They'll give you a really popular handgun and a handful of ammo, and then you just go pop it off and see how you feel. That's a really good way to start. I'm not telling you to go out and, get yourself armed up with AK-50 whatevers and, pump action shotguns and whatever. On the other hand, we're very, very lucky in the United States that we do have a constitution that allows us to bear arms so that we can protect and defend ourselves. I mean, if you're going into the world of security and you're in the front lines, what better way to have some protection? Thank you, Shia Baby. Yes, Shy Baby, there's a very big difference between responsible gun ownership and use and irresponsible gun ownership and use. We get both here in the United States. All right, Catherine, I hope you're there. Are you still here, Catherine? If so, please check in, let us know. We're going to do a general reading for you. After Shy Baby, we got Melissa. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for all being here. Give me a second. Need to, where am I? I just want to... All right, give me a second, folks. I just have to take a little mini break here. I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be right back. Back already. Let's have a look. All right, Catherine, are you still here? Yes, I see you. I just saw your name pop up in the chat. Thank you very much. Catherine wants something. Oh, Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So Catherine wants a general one as well. Okay. Super duper. Yeah, thank you, Shy Baby. With, however you look at it, these tarot readings and everything, it's fun. You don't have to take it so seriously. I do because, I like to do this stuff. I've given thousands of readings to people, and including astrology as well. That's even more. And I like doing it. Anything and everything can happen. I've had teenagers, I've had retirees, I've had banking executives, lawyers, doctors, moms, dads, all sorts. Rich people, poor people, all sorts. I've had all sorts. It kind of doesn't matter. All right, Catherine, let's have a look here. See what's going on. All right. Sometimes I don't know if Nikki's here right now, but Nikki is very much a medium, and she can pick up on things with people kind of like instantaneously. But Catherine, what I'm sensing here is that what I'm sensing is, before we even get to the reading, is that you have a part of your nature, like your character, part of your character is that you're, I'm not going to say shy, but you're, let's say, you would rather take your time, keep a little bit of distance before committing to anyone or anything about anyone or anything. A situation, a job, a relationship, an activity, an event. And you would have a natural tendency to observe things from, how some people are like that, hey, what's going on? For me, it feels like you're one of these people who's like you would observe things like a little bit from the sideways, a little bit with reservation, like a natural tendency to question the truth, question whatever is coming at you. Is this real? Is this not real? Okay, so we can take that back to the eclipses that we've just had, because the energy of fraud, truth, and reality is being heavily exposed right now. What's real and what's not real. The most obvious example is with American politics right now. Let me show you. So, like on my little Wednesday show, I've been talking about this aspect a lot. This aspect here relates very, very strongly with the massive amounts of fraud that has been perpetrated on the American people, by the American people, and by the enemies of the American people. And it's all been sparkleized and glossed over in such a way that you don't even know it's happening. It's fraud. It's right in your face, but you don't even see it happening because you're being distracted by the sparkly things. The reason I understand this energy, okay, Catherine, is because it's real. You have to be very, very, very careful. I've been in some situations where I got really screwed over by some very well-meaning people. And when I challenged them on it, they didn't like it when I basically kind of caught them out. And these seemingly wonderful, loving, godly people turned, I would say, nasty. And I had to do what I call psychic warfare, literally full-on freakish psychic warfare, in order to protect and defend myself from the Grand Master of this perpetration. I don't know if they're still successful or still going. I don't really care, because a lot of people buy into it. I bought into their, let's say, facade for a while, and I benefited tremendously. But there's also a shadow side, because with great power comes great responsibility. And when you have people or situations with great power, and they just can't resist themselves, like to do something like grotesquely irresponsible, then when those things happen, it's despicable. It's the same thing as all like the high-profile pedophiles. It's the same thing as the super high-profile politicians. They come across as very glossy, very well-meaning, and very, very caring, and they want to save you and they want to help you. Meanwhile, there's something very sick and perverse and disgusting going on behind the veil. And my feeling is that inside your nature, okay, Catherine, you're aware of that. You can smell. You can smell phony. And you're probably very well tuned into it, which gives you a sense of like a, not I'm saying cautious nature, but a bit of a reserved nature where you would have a natural tendency to question reality. What is being presented to you? Okay? And so that's a very prominent theme right now in the charts in the heavens. Okay? So it's probably not a coincidence that you're here at this show tonight. Because you maybe needed to hear something like this so that you can understand that you're not insane. The reason you're not insane is because there is an incredibly massive and very successful fraud going on in the world right now that is being perpetrated to the most incredible successful levels that you can imagine. And I think it's all based on perversion of reality for self-aggrandizement. So anyway, on that note, Catherine, let's do your reading. Gonna keep shuffling here. Catherine's over there in Texas. Actually, we have a few people who come to this channel who are over in Texas. We have Tina Marie. We got Jeremy. Who else is there? We've got Robin. There's at least 3 others. Love Tribers just chimed in and said, question everything. That reminds me of the letter Q. Oops, I just dropped a pile of cards. Be careful, Tarot Illumination. Be careful. Be careful what you say, how you say it, who you say it to, where you say it. Da-da-da-da-da. Question everything. All right, here we go. We're getting very close. Let's have a look, see what's kind of going on here. All right, we're all shuffled and cut. Let's bless this deck again. Thanks for being here, Catherine. Thank you for the donation. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. Now, anything could come up here, okay, Catherine? So just FYI. So I've got the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, my feeling is, dear Catherine, is that you're at a position of life right now where let's get away from the subject that I was talking about here. Let's focus on the Scorpio energy. We've got Venus in Scorpio. The 8th house, the house of other people's money, the house of investments, securities, joint finances, the deep soul merger of your energy with another, others with you, and so on. And money. Scorpio is very much about money. It's the sign opposite Taurus, which is the planet of money. The sign of money. Uranus is in the sign of Taurus right now. Uranus is basically trying to shake up the unshakable. Taurus is a very fixed, solid energy. Taurus is interested in stability, structure, building, construction, creating value, wealth, money, property, things, physical reality, abundance, okay, beauty, nature, earth, the land, plants, animals, the value and the values of all of that. Scorpio is basically like the other side of money. Like, let's say you've made a lot of money and you invested in the stock market. Or let's say you've got all your values vested in, I don't know, savings plans or retirement plan, whatever it is. We're talking about money, okay? So my feeling is with the Nine of Pentacles, Catherine, I think you're at a point in life where you're starting to look at everything around you and starting to think, you know what? I need to learn more about money. I need to learn more about money for myself. And ultimately, what I'm going to do with money in the long term. For example, business. I don't know if you're interested in business, Catherine, or becoming self-employed, or finding ways to be much more, let's say, financially secure, financially independent, so that you can, let's say, make the best of your talents and gifts and resources around you, so that you're not going to be dependent on things like welfare or handouts from mommy and daddy or the parents, or the waiting 30 years for your inheritance or something like that. To me, it looks like right now it's a really good time to look at your world, your life around you. Like, how can I really tune into my girl power in such a way that I have the classic characteristics of being a woman who can take care of themselves, where I don't have to answer to anybody. I'm financially independent. This is possible in the United States. Not every country has that opportunity. You're in Texas, you're in the United States. It's a very independent state. They're very, very much about protecting their rights and the Constitution, and honoring the the core themes of 1776 and the Declaration of Independence, reserving the right to bear arms, the right to privacy, and all those classic old-fashioned things about America which we love, which I love at least, including business and money and finance. So my feeling is, Catherine, right now, if you're not looking into the world of business and finance, okay, then it's time. Okay, I just saw your notes. It says here, yes, I've been reading up a lot to be money literate, to start my own e-commerce business. Ha ha. Bravo, Catherine. There's a gentleman who comes to this channel every now and again. His name is Jeffrey. He's very savvy. He's just finished his master's degree in business and finance, okay? So, and he's made it his business to take care of business, and he's now doing really well in life, and he's not even 30 years old yet. I don't think he'll mind if I share that information. He's a really cool guy, and he's also in Texas. So, Catherine, you are not alone. It's incredibly important to become financially literate. Okay, Catherine, I'm just going to give you a couple things here. You know what? I'm just going to go off on a tangent for a little bit. You can learn a lot from YouTube. Okay? If you can watch this again on the replays if you want, Catherine, but I'm going to rattle off a few things. There's a fellow called Michael Maloney. His channel is called Gold Silver, Goldsilver. If you go through his archives, he has some incredible videos all about the history of money. Okay? It's very valuable, and it's free education. There's other channels about money. There are a lot of advertising things about money, how to trade money, speculate money, currency trading, crypto trading, how to buy and flip real estate, how to take advantage of the low interest rates and all that kind of stuff. You have to be very, very careful because there's a lot of people who are going to try to sell you their plan for how to get rich, how to understand money, how to become literate with money. There's a lot that you can learn without having to pay a lot of money. You can learn a lot through experience, okay? So, here's to your journey towards financial literacy. Who's the one who talks about it? Financially literate. I'm going to mention a few other channels. Crypto Teacher. Okay. What's the other one? Lynette Zhang. George Gammon. George Gammon is incredible at explaining the realities of money on the macro scale and how that affects you on the micro scale. Who else is out there? Simon Dixon. Peter Schiff. Jim Rickards. There's more. But anyway, once you start digging into that stuff, it'll take you to other things. Okay? There we go. Cheers, Catherine. This is very important for you now, at this time of your life right now, Catherine. Definitely, it's time to really put all your focus in to business, finance, learning how to be financially independent, be your own boss, start your own company, where you are literally creating wealth and growing wealth through your own efforts, your own enterprises, perhaps in a very unconventional way. You know, maybe you're not going to be an employee. Maybe you're not going to go to a business school. Maybe you're going to literally start your own business and create your own pathway and learn as you go. Teach yourself and learn as you go. What's the situation itself? Okay, with the Two of Wands here, I think we're still at the early stages, okay? We're at the planning stages right now. It's really good. I think the alignments are very good for you to start looking forward, to start making plans, to understand that it's in some ways what it's really about is planting seeds for the future. Understanding that the decisions that you make right now, today in this life, tomorrow and next week, are going to have consequences next month and next year. So you do, obviously, in the negative aspect, you do not want to spend all your time and energy planting seeds in fake opportunities or situations or environments where there's no chance for growth. For example, you could sign up for 10 different e-commerce classes or financial knowledge classes, or how to trade on Robinhood classes. And you could spend thousands of dollars and then you just end up broke and depressed. That's not suitable for you, Catherine. What is suitable for you is doing things in a very methodical, business-like, kind of Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus way, where you do things step by step. You make a decision, a calculated decision, and you take action, and then you learn through experience what is the outcome, what is the result, and you start teaching yourself as you go along. Anytime you make a mistake, you kind of go, okay, that didn't work. I'm not going to do that again. And every time you do something that works, you kind of go, aha, that works. So let's put that in the bank. Everything that you learn about that works, That's like money in the bank. Okay, it might not actually be money itself, but knowledge and wisdom and experience about what works is very important, and also having a lot of knowledge and experience about what does not work is very important. And you're the only person who's going to teach yourself these things. So you're going to be setting off on the journey, learning as you go. That's what it looks like to me. Learn as you go. Be prepared to treat it as an adventure, as a long-term adventure. Now, what's the challenges here? Okay, to me it looks like you're scared that like the laws of nature don't work. It's like scared that the laws of karma don't work, that the laws of attraction don't work. In other words, like what happens if I put all my energy and time and resources and investment into an idea, like your e-commerce thing or your online whatever thing, you know, marketing thing or something. It's understandable if you're absolutely terrified of failure, like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? What happens if I make a mistake? Am I gonna be really punished every time I make a mistake? That's terrifying, you know, because when you go off into the world of private enterprise and you're learning as you go, it can be terrifying because you could make a decision. One day you could make one decision and potentially you could lose everything just from one screw up. So it would be perfectly okay for you to be terrified of the laws of karma, the laws of nature, the laws of attraction. Okay? Because the laws of attraction are just what they are. In other words, if you plant seeds of fraud, fakery, incompetence, illusions, and everything falls apart, you're the only one who can answer to that. Okay? So it becomes your fault, your problem. In other words, you screwed up and now you're suffering. So it's understandable. Because when you go into the world of private enterprise, if you want to be self-employed, if you want to be financially literate, if you want to be financially independent, so that you're not having to lean on anybody else, that is a skill. It's a dedication, it's a passion, it's a pathway. But it's also because money is so tightly bound up with your physical experience of reality. Like what happens if you don't have money? Oh, I can't feed myself. I can't go to the shops. I can't buy gasoline. I can't buy clothes. I can't pay my bills. Oh no. That's a physical, material, monetary reality. On the other hand, so in other words, it's perfectly okay to be terrified of the truth of finances and about what doesn't work. Because if you screw up with finances, things get really ugly in America. If you lived where I had an apartment in Los Angeles, there are so many homeless people, and they're there because they screwed up in life, okay? And justice was served. Either they got screwed over or they screwed themselves over or a combination of both, and things turned to misery, absolute misery, okay? So it's okay to be concerned. You don't want that for yourself. But it's also okay to be aware, like, if you screw up, things could get really bad. So, yeah, karma, what's they say? Karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. I'm trying to say that without triggering, the algorithms. So, yeah. A deep fear of like, oh my God, what happens if I screw up? It's understandable, okay? But when you go into the world of private enterprise, risk automatically comes with it. So you have to have the courage. You have to have the courage to go forward anyway, knowing that every now and again you're going to screw up, okay? Okay, so how do we go forward knowing that there are potentially very high risks when you go into the world of private enterprise? How are you going to deal with that? Okay, with the Hierophant here, my feeling is that you're going to learn the old-fashioned way. Through experience, through screwing up, and through succeeding. One minute you're going to have a really bad day and you realize, oh my God, what was I thinking? And the next minute you're going to have a really good day and you realize, oh my God, that worked. So with the Hierophant here, my feeling is that you go forward anyway, you face the fear anyway, and you go forward knowing that you are driven by a profound desire and a profound need to be financially independent. And as you go along, you start to write your own rule book as you go. You learn through experience. Now I know the 10 ingredients of what works. Now I know the 10 ingredients of what does not work. Okay? And the Hierophant becomes like your Bible, your code book, your methodology, your set of rules in business. So like, let's say 20 years from now, you could be giving lectures on private enterprise and finance and banking and business or whatever. And you learned the hard way. You learned a lot about what doesn't work, and you can factor that in, write your rule books, and a lot about what does work. Of course, you play to your strengths, but a lot of times, in other words, this is not the energy of someone who's born with luck and lots of money and all you have to do is just keep it going. You're coming from scratch. You're coming from zero and you're creating your own reality one step at a time. Sometimes you're going to screw up and that's terrifying, but sometimes it's going to work and it's going to be satisfying because you're going to know that it's you who made it work. And you're also going to know that it's you who screwed up when things go wrong. So it's a very personal kind of reading. It's a very like in your guts kind of reading. And that translates into what? Authenticity. So you would be the real deal. Okay? It doesn't matter what your business is, whatever it is you're going to do. It's all about the authenticity, the commitment to being your own boss, your own authority, someone who's financially literate, okay? I've studied, I have something for you, Catherine. This might help you. I'm trying to sell these books. This is by Tarot Lumination. Ha 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 ha. Not like I'm a financial expert or anything, but I've helped people. The title is Wealth, Money, Finance. And the subject matter is Global Restructuring, January 2020. And what's interesting is I wrote this book years and years ago, and it's all coming true. Ha ha ha. So this might be a really good book for you to get you tuned in to the concepts of financial literacy, because I've studied a lot about finance, but in a very unconventional way. And I feel very wealthy on the inside, but I don't have a lot to show for it on the outside. So I know a lot about what doesn't work, and I condensed some of my understanding here. So you can get this on Amazon. Okay? You can just go to Amazon. You can type in Tarot Lumination, Wealth, Money, Finance. Honestly, it'll really help you. Okay? All right. So there you go. Thank you, Catherine. Melissa, you're up. Go, Catherine. Melissa, I hope you're still here. I can't remember all the other financial savvy channels on YouTube. There's a whole ton of stuff. There's a lot of really bogus, junky stuff. Don't bother with that. Love Triber might can remember some of the good channels. Catherine, yes, please. I would be honored. I think it's like $15 or $17 with shipping. Please, if you're going to do it, buy the hard copy. Then you can have the book in your hands. It's a much better experience to read a book the old-fashioned way. I wrote that book to help people become aware about the truth about money and global finance. And all of it is happening right now. Hello, Melissa. I see you. All right, Melissa, let's see what's... I don't have anything here. I can't remember if you had any issues you wanted me to address. If you'd like a general reading, we can do that. Now, otherwise, we could do something like this, where it's like, hey, Tarot Illumination, what are the messages that you have for me today regarding the subject of ... So we could do that if you want. Otherwise, you're going to get your reading anyway. And if you do the ... thing, just maybe one word, like, oh, I don't know, house, health, community, education, whatever it is. General's fine. Okay, good. Thank you so much. I love doing the generals because that gives me a lot of breadth where I can go anywhere. Thank you so much. Hey, Melissa, please remind us, where are you? I think you're in the United States, I'm pretty sure. I think we've worked together before a couple times. I'm pretty sure we did. Hello, Tweety. Greetings, Tweety. I'm not taking any more readings tonight. I'm sorry, I've been in a very kind of fragile condition. My hands are a little bit messed up. And I've been dealing with a lot of things lately. And I think, of course, all of it is to do with this. So I'm giving myself a break tonight. It's a short show. We're still having fun. It might be a better idea if I just do more shows and shorter shows, you know. I wonder if people would be interested if I did, you know, live tarot readings on, I don't know, Tuesdays or Fridays, you know, at noon or something like that. It's weird because in some ways I'm struggling just to do 2 shows a week. It's really weird. I used to do, let's see, you know, when the channel first started and I was, before I got knocked out by the algorithm, I was doing, let's see, 24, like about 40 videos a week. I did all the astrology and tarot readings for every sign. Probably at least 24 readings for that. And then I did the live shows. So 24 to 5, 6, 7 to 8. Like at least, I was doing at least 30 videos a month. 40, okay. No problem, Tweety. It's the first time for everybody at some point. I feel a sneeze coming on, but it's not happening for one reason. So everybody, you're going to have to sit here while I kind of go every now and again. Oh, man. Don't you just hate it when you want to sneeze but you can't sneeze? Ugh. Ugh. All right, Melissa, we're going to go for a broad general thingy here, okay? Maybe do a Tuesday night. Thank you, Nikki. And then I got the Wednesday show. I don't know. So there's a couple of YouTube channel trainers have been telling me, like, yeah, maybe do your big shows like the Sunday and Wednesday, which go on for hours. But why not consider doing like a 15-minute video every day? Makes a difference, you know. The Mean Spirits team is here. Itchy nose. Yeah. So Tweety G, tell us more about yourself. Where are you? Are you in the United States? Are you in Australia? Are you in Europe? What's going on? I'm glad you're typing in English because I don't really know much about other languages. I've been exposed to many languages. I had the chance to be multilingual, but it never worked. My brain just couldn't handle it. So I have EFL, English as First Language, and I don't have any others. I'm an EFL person. Other people have ESL, like the Dutch. If you're from Holland or Sweden, half the time they speak better English than English-speaking people because they're trained and they learn it at school. All right, let's have a look, Melissa, see what's going on. Tweety's in New York City. My brother's in New York City. Wow. Hey. Yeah, I have a brother. He's over there in Manhattan. I think he's on 82nd, 84th on the west side. Central Park is just a 15-minute walk away or something. And he's close to the Hudson. Anyway, that's my brother. Yo, Dave. My brother doesn't watch this channel. My brother doesn't really, he's not on this kind of, he's not like this. He doesn't do this stuff. But I love my brother, and my brother loves me anyway. But yeah, he's in New York City. Go New York. Go New York, yeah. Thank you, Heather. More shows that are shorter. Yes. Well, I'm thinking about it. Also, I've been instructed by a YouTube coach to start a whole new channel. All right, I got to keep shuffling. Sorry, Melissa. I need to get really tuned in. All right, let's have a look. All right, we're going to go general, all right, Melissa? So please bear with me. Anything could happen. I've got to, sometimes it's hard to pick up the cards. Okay, here we go. Here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle it. And let's have a look at the weather for you. Central Park has the best view. Yeah. Hey, Tweety, I also had a good mate of mine, lives in Brooklyn, but he just got a superb, like really upscale gig, and now he's living out in the Hamptons. Yo, baby. All right, let's have a look. What's the weather like? The moon. Whoosh, whoosh. So this is very much tied to the eclipses. And like the supreme power of the eclipses, remember on this channel I look at eclipses as evolutionary gateways. The whole idea of eclipses is that they kind of sweep you up, where you don't have any say in the matter. They just do what they do, and it's up to you how you deal with it. Either way, it turns into evolutionary leaps. The eclipses, I see them as like, I've made astrodoodles about this, but basically, if you can imagine those elevators, that double-sided door elevators, like utility elevators, they tend to be very big. You go in one side through one door, they shut the door, you go up, it opens up the other door on the other side, and you go out. That's how I look at eclipses. You come in here, bam, eclipse. Door opens. You go out here. You can't go back. Okay? So whether you like it or not, you're forced into an evolutionary increase in vibrational frequencies. Sometimes that's very satisfying. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable. Either way, it's evolution. All right, let's have a look. So, Melissa, when I see the moon here for you, I'm going back to this. I'm not going to refer to any other readings we've ever done before. You know, forget every other reading, whatever we've done, okay? Because I know you've been here and we've worked together before. But with this moon card here, I think it's a very close connection to the eclipse, where it's almost to the point where it's frightening. Not in a sickly way, but frightening in a way where reality is becoming exposed to you. The reality of the extreme depth of fraud and deception that happens here on earth between humanity and humanity, between one group of people and another group of people, between one individual and another individual. For example, in the United States, it's the election fraud. It's the biggest fraud that has ever been perpetrated on mankind. It happened here in the United States in 2020, November 13th or whenever it was. And the consequences are reverberating all over the planet right now. The fraud that is happening on earth right now affects all of us in some way, form, or another. So when I see this card, Melissa, to me it feels like you might not be able to detect the exact definition of what does this mean for you? How does this look for you? What is this like in terms of your reality? This is much more about the feeling. Like, whether you like it or know it or not, Melissa, it feels to me like you are becoming acutely aware of how deceptive this world can be. The fakery, the fraud, the lies, betrayal, deception, theft, sickness, perversion that's out there. And it's all hidden in plain sight. In other words, typically the more perverse, the more distorted, the more disgusting it is, the more and more it has a shiny exterior to make it look beautiful and wonderful. Because that's how the fraudsters get away with fraud. They present themselves as this when in fact they are that. That's how the fraudsters work. So I don't know what kind of scale this is relating to in your life, whether it's like your personal life, love, relationships, or whatever, or on a broad spectrum where the moon card is an indication like you're starting to feel, it's like if you've never experienced this before, if you've never been aware about how incredibly disgusting and evil and powerful fraud can be, this is the energy of like pedophiles. This is the energy of banking fraud, political fraud, election fraud, people who charm you and then betray you. That's what we're talking about here, okay? And if you don't know what that's like, but your body and your physical life is telling you like there's something very, very wrong that's going on out there in the world, and you're starting to feel it in your body as a profound sense of like nauseating, terrifying fear, that would be perfectly healthy and normal. So the thing about this kind of energy is that it can really make you feel like nausea inside. It can make you break out in cold sweats when you realize, like, let's say this good thing happened with you, this good thing happened with you. For example, here, okay, Melissa, talking about, let me just give a story. This is not your reading, but I just want to try and give an example. Something came to me today on my news feed about this this woman who was going through a financial education. And it was to do with herself and her partner. And it involved credit cards and college loans and all sorts of things for her to become more advanced and more successful, to make more money and get more college loans, to go to more colleges, to get more degrees. And she was basically taking out all these credit cards in her name on a joint account, so that her partner, who ended up being her boyfriend, who ended up being her husband, who ended up being the father of 3 children, perpetrated this very beautiful, magical fraud on her. And at the end of the story, when everything came unglued and it was impossible to pay the bills anymore, and the reality of the situation was exposed, this girl realized she was in love with a fraudster. The fraudster played her like a violin, and she didn't know it. So he went to prison. They went bankrupt. She ended up becoming a single mother with 3 children on her own. She went from having like nannies and cars and house and everything. It was all based on debt and credit and fraud. And then everything kind of went. One day, it was all there. The next day, it was gone. Okay, that story is very relevant right now because that's what's happening to America. Okay, there's this very shiny, beautiful thing that's happening. America is like the stock market is like bigger and better than ever before. Same thing is happening in China. They are declaring they're bigger and better before. The reality is everything is imploding, and eventually the fraud will be exposed. So that's happening on a global scale, geopolitical. So, back to you. What I'm sensing, Melissa, is that you're becoming aware of this energy at the level of your gut. Okay? How fraudsters do what they do. Typically, it's all dressed up and packaged as something generous, kind, beautiful. Vote for me and I will save you. Join this egalitarian program. Become a member of the blah blah squad. Or blah 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 blah. And we're going to do this and that to save the world. Meantime, what they're actually doing is screwing you over. It's just disgusting, despicable type of energy. And I learned the hard way. I know what this is like. I smell it. And this stuff is so disgusting to me. I would rather live in a very modest way rather than be a participant in some kind of fraud. So my feeling is that it's time for you, if you're not aware, it's time for you to become aware of what the face of fraud looks like. And if you're involved with people or situations or relationships where everything appears to be one way, but somewhere deep in your guts, you are sensing that there's something not quite right, then going back to the beginning of the show, trust your limbic system. If your limbic system is telling you there's something wrong with this situation, you don't know what it is, but something's telling you, okay? Your body has radar. Your body has intuition. Your body has a sensory system. What's the situation itself? Okay, so we've got two powerful cards here. They're major arcana. So with the Wheel of Fortune here, my feeling is that, like, if you combine this energy of fear that comes with the awakening and the exposure to all the things that are fake and phony in this world, and you're realizing, oh my God, I did not realize how disgusting people can be, how evil humanity can be, how amazingly charming and seductive the perverts and the seducers and the fraudsters can be. Oh my God. Well, it's time to have that realization now. And then with the Wheel of Fortune here, what I'm sensing is like, my God, in some ways I've been so innocent for so long, and I've been swept along by the fates in such a way that, wow, I'm realizing like I might have given away all my power to what appeared to be something authentic and real and true and genuine. So, okay, it's a powerful card, Wheel of Fortune here, like the shadow side of it is like, oh my God, I'm being swept along in the fraud, with the fraud, without even knowing it. But the beautiful thing about it is that in this reading tonight, you're becoming aware. You're having an awakening, like, oh my God, finally I get validation that maybe I'm not insane. Maybe there is truth to the idea that fraud is out there. There is truth to the idea that what can appear to be so awesome could be really not quite so awesome. In fact, perhaps despicable. And it's all happening simultaneously. So you're being swept along as though your life is a journey of experience where this is perfect. You're supposed to fear. You're supposed to feel the fear of having been screwed over. Okay? And then you realize, wow, I was just coasting along with so-called fate. And then you realize, like, I don't want to be a victim of fate. I don't have to be a victim of fate. I can, instead of fate, I can call it fortune. And it's time for me to be in charge of this stuff so I'm not a victim of this. So this to me looks like a reading about awakening. Awakening to, it's just like somebody, let's just pretend I'm some kind of magician. And sorry, I clicked the wrong button there. Okay, hold on. Okay, pretend I'm some kind of, benevolent magician, and I'm already retired and I've got nothing to lose. And they say, hey, Melissa, come over here. I'm a professional magician, okay? You really want to know what's going on? It's fraud. The whole thing is fraud, okay? The whole thing is fake, all right? Watch this, okay? I'm going to do my little show, blah, 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 blah. I'm the magician, okay? I'm going to pull rabbits out of hats. I'm going to make things disappear. Watch this. And, okay, Melissa, now, pay attention very closely. Like, what's that? Look, what's that? Do you see that thing? Meanwhile, in the background, I'm doing this. I am picking your pocket. I'm stealing from you. Because you're preoccupied by the shiny, beautiful, amazing thing over there. And by the time I have done my dirty work, by the time I have betrayed you and stolen the things that I want from you, you're still mesmerized by my shiny spectacle. Woo! And then you realize, wow, is that all it is? I got played. You're telling me, Mr. Magician TL, you just played me? And then I'm just saying, yeah, that's it. That's the whole game. It's an optical illusion. You're getting played. And the whole idea of the illusion is that it's so amazing that you can't possibly conceive of the idea that you're getting ucked. Ha ha ha! So anyway, that's what this is about. What's the problem here? Wow, God, look at this. Major, major, major. Okay, so with the Fool card here, my feeling is that there's a part of you, Melissa, which is very sweet, very innocent, very naive, and that's part of your nature. That's part of your charm. That's part of your allure. That's part of why people love you, part of why you love yourself. There's a part of you which is absolutely pure, innocent, and incorruptible. Okay? The problem is that you, in some ways, at certain parts of your life, is that you are pure and innocent, which leaves you open to being highly corrupted, abused, perverted, distorted, betrayed, defrauded. Okay? So, to me, this whole reading looks like a massive wake-up call. It's like, Melissa, 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 wake up. Wake up, wake up. It's all an illusion. It's all a big, big magic trick. Okay? You got to start looking at your life from the perspective as if you are the fraudster. Like, oh my God. I mean, I know. Okay. So I know that sounds kind of disgusting, but it's about to catch a thief. Love Triber was talking to me about this earlier today. Empath Traveler. How do you catch a thief? Well, you have to be smarter than the thief. You have to let them get away with the crime, do their evil thing, and then you collect the evidence, and then you come back and you get them. You don't say, hey, you're a thief. Go away, get away, bad, bad thing. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to stop you. I got barbed wire fence. Stay away. And the thief knows everything about how to get around all that. And so you realize, oh, to catch a thief, So the game changes. Instead, it's kind of like, wow, it's time to wake up how all this stuff really works. Like if you're dealing with people or situations or a relationship or a person where you're not quite sure what's going on, give them a chance to show their true nature. Some people would say, give them enough rope and they will hang themselves, okay? And then you will find out the true nature of a person or a situation. Ha ha ha! So the Fool card here is indicating to me is that you have this rich innocence, which is part of your strength, but that's also what makes you like candy. Like, you know, people like thieves, they just can't resist. Like, what's his name? Sean Parker. He's like the partner of Mr. Zucker, Mr. Berg, over there at FACE Book. And Sean Parker is one of the most successful criminals and thieves on planet Earth. He discovered how to break down the music industry. And it's beautiful for some people and it's devastating for other people. And it all gets presented to you as magic. But what's happened is it's actually destruction. It's crime. It's theft. Okay? So my feeling is the reading is like kind of an awakening. Like it's time for you, Melissa, to realize how incredibly capable and ruthless and powerful all these perverts are who are out there in the world. It could be someone specifically individual in your life. It could be like your whole perception of life in the world and everything. And with the Fool here, it's just like, that can't be possible. I can't believe that all these people that I believed in are actually the worst of criminals, the worst of the fraudsters. The people that you, let's say, trusted or believed in end up being the worst of the worst. I don't want to go into my personal rants here because that's going to take me on a different pathway. But if you want to, Melissa, I can talk about that. Anyway, how are we going to deal with this? Because to me it looks like this is all about an awakening. Like, oh my God, holy shit. Why didn't anybody explain this to me before? It's so obvious. It's right in my face. It's like a magic show. Damn it. How do we deal with that? Ha! Okay, so I got the Two of Cups here. To me, it looks like it's an unusual card for the situation. But to me, I would say it's time for you, Melissa, to start hanging out with people on your wavelength who have your degree of purity, your desire for purity and innocence and genuine, honest, loving relationships. And anything and everything that looks like or smells like or has any hallmarks or characteristics of fraud, fake, manipulative, let's say, to someone else's advantage and to your disadvantage, that has to stop. And instead, it's time to completely recalibrate your life and only hang out with people on your wavelength. People who are very pure and loving, and that's all they want. I just want pure and loving relationship conditions with someone else. And you have to make the decision to do that. You would have to make the decision to decide, okay, admit it. I am highly vulnerable. I am some degrees naive and innocent about so many things, but I love the good things in life, and I only want the good things. So I am going to continue my life being aware that there are some despicable things that go on in the planet, and they are terrifying, and perhaps I have been innocent all this time, but I'm not going to be a victim. Instead, I am going to be grateful for my new awareness, and I'm going to choose to stay in love, be in love, love myself first, and then I'm only going to relate to people who are on my frequency. Anything less than this is not acceptable. Okay? So it's a little bit idealistic. Okay? It's a very kind of pure, innocent, sweet approach to life. The idea is like, Melissa, it's time to just, it's almost like the little Two of Cups is basically, the message is like, only hang out with people who are very pure, where it's just love. You already have that ingredient inside you, but you might have either had to be forced or you've had to learn how to compromise yourself to live life to who you are, how you are, where you are today. But that's no longer acceptable to you or for you, and it's time to go forward in life in such a way where what really counts is be loving and be loved. Super, super simple. Being loving and being loved. And the more you get into that, the more it will like amplify and resonate for you, and you realize like, my God, there's other people like that out there. There's other people like me. Whoa. Okay, it is possible. But it is a choice. It is a decision. And it means having to acknowledge like, my God, there is so much BS out there. So much fraud. So much fakery. Like someone could, I could go on to about that for hours, but basically it's about being able to discern truth from fiction, fraud from honesty. Okay? Once you get to that point and you realize like, wow, I just want to be with people who are pure in heart, come from their heart energy, and I can trust them. It doesn't matter who or what they are, rich or poor or whatever, their walk of life or whatever. Like, what counts is this, okay? Being loving and being loved. And pretty much anything that doesn't fit that formula, it's fake. It's fake love, fake money, fake people. That has to go. And so you end up, perhaps in some ways, perhaps being a little bit lonely. So you end up hanging out at places like Terra Lumination, where, we're all a little bit strange here, but we're all interested in being loving and being loved. And so it's a little bit of a perhaps naive, idealistic way to live, but I prefer that. I don't like living a life of heavy compromise in order to get stuff, have power, exert power, express power, feel like I'm special. I don't need any of that, nor do you. What counts is being loving, being loved, being with people who are loving, where you can resonate at your best energy. That little Two of Cups wouldn't be there unless you had that capacity to be very pure and loving. And you can tap into that and you will experience that in return. But that's a decision. You have to make a decision to go there, live that way, be that way. Okay? I see your note there. The veil has lifted. Well, let's put it a different way. The veil is lifting. Okay. There you go. So you read your own notes. Read your own notes again. Okay, Melissa, once you've typed that out. Oh, I'm really glad we did that reading. Thank you, Melissa. Gives me a chance to kind of really stretch myself. There you go. Now, of course, you can interpret this however you want. This is my situational spread, and I've told you the storyline as it comes through Terra Lumination. And, but other people see different things in the cards, so help yourself, but I gave you my interpretation. And I hope it has something of value to you. Thank you, everybody, for your kindness and patience and your donations. Thank you for doing it through PayPal. I don't know what's going to happen to the channel down the road. Hey, Gregory. You were first up in your expression, Gregory. First in, last out. Those are the people. They show up to the pub, open up, and they sit there, 6 o'clock in the evening until 10:30 or 11:30 p.m. They're the first one up at the bar. They get the first pint drawn out of the draft beer. They sip it all night long. And then everyone else comes in. They do their thing. And everyone else goes away. And they're still there. Last out. Thank you, Gregory. It's time to depart, everybody. It's Sunday night. Go home, sleep. Sleep well. Be loving, be loved, hang out with your loved ones, be grateful for the beautiful things that you have, start discriminating and gently removing and deleting and everything else that does not comport, and then reduce and simplify. Be happy, choose to be loving, choose to be loved, just like the little Two of Cups. Melissa, perfect ending to the show. Thank you, Melissa. Bonnie, and Boo Boo. And then I'm going to have a little nightcap and then I'm good. Bye, everybody. Let's see, what have I got for you? Taste Your Dreams. I think we already played Taste Your Dreams, didn't we? Let me have a look here. I'm just going to go. I want to have a look at something. I'm going to play Wonder Ride. Okay? It's a Sagittarian kind of theme. It's about fun. Let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. Let's try it. Let's see if this sounds right.
Okay, we are rolling. So, this is a birthday present from my sweetheart. Just wanted to share this. Okay, here we go. It's called Wonder Ride.
This is a slow waltz.
My dear, this is my birthday present to you, to celebrate the day that heaven made you. It's remarkable that we both found one another. The day we set out on our transformation ride with each other at each other's side, it soon became evident that we are both changing. And it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear. And now that our journey, it starts to unfold in a multi-dimensional world of untold delights that truly defy the imagination. You've naturally taken it up on yourself to document all of the nuances that go to make up a story of extraordinary proportions. And it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear. Yeah, it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear.
Actually, I'm going to play more just for the hell of it. Just to, here's a little ice cream song. It's funny stuff.